Good morning, everybody. Welcome again to the Handy Quilter Ruler of the Month. And can you believe it? We are on month 5. What that means is that we have one more month in this set of 6. And, we always wonder, will there be another Ruler of the Month after this set? Well, Handy Quilter has come through, and the answer is yes. So starting in March, I'm just going to give you a little preview. This is the next set of rulers. This is called Boundless Borders. So we're going to have 6 rulers starting in March, ending in August, and your free gift at the end of it will be this little storage bag for your rulers. We will keep the price the same. It's going to be $19 a month, and you will get your ruler, you'll get an idea sheet. We'll give you a couple of ideas on how to use that ruler. And if you read the little fine print here, you also will save more than $50 when you are in this club and you get all 6 of these versus buying them separately. The nice thing about this ruler club is that it's kind of exclusive to us. These rulers, once these are finished, they don't go out to the public for just a little bit. I don't know the time frame, it could be a month or more, but you have the rulers first and you get to play. I'm pretty excited about the next one because that means, yes, my stash is growing. I have enjoyed all the rulers so far, and every now and again you get that ruler and you're thinking, well, what else can I do with that? So this month, I gotta say, this is the ruler for me. What else can I do with that? So I haven't really fine-tuned other ideas that I want to do. So I kind of feel like this is going to be a little bit of a short one just because I don't quite know what else I want to do with this ruler. As you remember, I've been working on one of the Dream Big panels, and I have done all the ruler work and free motion on it. And I am the first one to confess I am not a great free motion quilter. That's why I bought a computer to go on my long arm. So this is actually pushing me out of my box, and I really do love doing all aspects of quilting. I don't really like showing it off because, we're our worst self-critics, but I love to do free motion as limited as I can because that's just me. And I love ruler work because that opens another door. And I try and do everything. I have a computer, I do free motion, I can do pantographs, and I do ruler work. So a lot of times when you're thinking about, well, I want to use a ruler on my quilt, keeping in mind you don't have to do just a ruler on your quilt. A lot of times ruler work is involved with other aspects. It has free motion involved in it. You've got ruler work in it because ruler work can be really pretty tedious and it can take a long time. And if you've got a lot of quilts backed up behind you, you really just need to find your niche and find what you like to do. So a lot of times when I'm quilting, if I'm using rulers, that's that accent that I'm looking for in my free motion quilting. We've used a lot of fun rulers, and I went back to one of the rulers that we were using, and this is the big one. It's called the Flip Side, and I've been using this ruler to do the outline of my petals. So I had to go back and use that because today, with the ruler that we're going to be using, it's called Feelin' Groovy. And Feelin' Groovy looks pretty straight, so it's got a lot of straight lines going on about it. And here, let me hold it.
Sorry for the glare. There, perfect.
It's got a lot of straight lines going on about it. So in my head, what can I do with these straight lines? So I really just think I'm going to be using this ruler out in the borders. And I want to just show you how I want to kind of end this petal panel out at the edges. And then next month when you come back, you'll be able to see what else I came up with inside the petals for these. As always, the rulers have markings on them, and so they're really helpful so that you can line them up if you have any grid lines or markings on your quilt that you want to use. The white stuff on the back is the True Grips, and it has kind of a sandpapery feel, and this is to keep the ruler from moving back and forth and slipping when you're trying to use it. Also, this month you get your idea sheet, and at the bottom it always tells you there's a video tutorial, and it's at haneyquilter.com/ruler-of-the-month. Kind of makes me feel like I'm stuttering with a dash, dash, dash. But they have some great videos, and they always have one for each ruler that we're using. So today on our panel, and my goal by the next time is to have a lot of this panel pretty much done. We've done a little bit each time, and I can see all the mistakes I make, and with Becky coming in too close on it, it's like, don't show them that.
I don't see them.
Oh, good. Becky doesn't see them, thank goodness. So this little stitching here, if you remember, we base it down the top to the backing because this comes on and off quite frequently here and frequently at my house. So that holds everything together, and as I stitch, you can see like this line right here is broken, so it gets taken off as I stitch along on it. So when you are doing these panels, sometimes the edge of the petals, it's really easy to see where they end, and sometimes it's not. It takes me a little bit of time to kind of look at it and say, oh, there it is. And so then I can draw a line, or I can go ahead and stitch it out. And I made just like a preliminary line right here, because depending on the lighting is where I see where it ends. And I just kind of moved this over here, but I can already see that I need to come in a little bit for that petal. So I just kind of do it at different times and see, did I get the markings right? So if I want, when I was talking about using it in the borders, you can make this petal as big as you want. You can stop it here on these petals right here. You can stop it out here where the petals go all the way to the edges. You can stop it in here. So if you're doing your ruler of the month and you're like, okay, I'm kind of done with this, I don't want to do any more, then you can pretend that this is your outside and finish it up. And then if it's just too much space for you, you can also cut it down as you're doing it. The other thing, as a reminder, I'm using clear thread on the top, and then I have thread to match on my backing. And when we come back in March for the ruler of the month 8, then this panel will be finished, and I'll bring it, and then I want to show you what it looks like on the back, because it's a whole new quilting panel when you look at it, because it's nothing but the stitching on the back. So hopefully that'll be nice to look at. If not, we'll just pretend I never mentioned it. So in order to do my border, I kind of want to work a little bit out here. On this ruler, let me get my black material so you can see it better. On this ruler, when you're stitching, you come down and come back up and then go across, and come down, go back up, and go across. These big ones are higher so that you can put them as kind of like an end against a line that you mark, or if you went up higher, that's fine. If you want 2 higher ones and 2 smaller lines, that's fine too. I'm going to be using the bottom of this so against the end of my panel, so that I kind of have a reference point. When I do the lines, when it comes back next month, it may even be changed, because when I do this, it's just kind of playing around and seeing what I like. And if I don't, I go home and I rip it out and I redo it, as we all do. So if I want to use this, I'm going to put the bottom of this down somewhere so that I can see, am I going to be able to cross over without crossing into my petal? And I'm not. And remember, you need to have about 1/4 inch clearance at the top, or you're going to be running into your petal. Now the thing is that how high do I want my lines to go? So if I put this down here where the white is, this is where I'm going to start. I can go up here, and if it's not high enough, I can drop my needle and I can move this straight up and finish on up. So it's not just limited to this amount of area right here. If you're using clear thread, and I did it because I don't want to change to all these different colors. If you have trouble seeing the clear thread, you can take a magic marker and you can color the end of it so that you can get your machine threaded. So you can do that as a quick little tip or guide to help you. And we're just going to start, well, we can start like way over here. So I want to start want to tie off my threads down here because I know that this is going to be cut off when I get done and evened up. So once I've got my thread ready to go, and my batting is getting caught on my little sandpaper things. Let me just do it this way. Come in this way and do it around. All right. And today is the day that it wants to fight me, so it's that kind of a day. So once I have it around the hopping foot, and I want to make sure that I have good control. If I just hold it back here, do you see how much it's moving up and down? It can get caught into the hopping foot. So I want to make sure that I've got some control back here so that that back end isn't going to pop up. I have my stitches set on 11 because I like a smaller stitch. I don't go to 12 or 13 unless I'm micro quilting because that's harder to pull out when I make a boo-boo. So I'm going to turn my machine on and I want to just go up and I go right back down, okay? Because I can't go all the way over here. If I wanted to, I just bring this down. Actually, I don't want to because I don't want this straight line across. So I don't mind the straight line here. And I'm going to put it here. It does not want to let go of that batting. Same thing. I'm going to hold in to the back, up, and back down. And then I'm going to move it over. Now I'm going to let you see what it looks like right now. So I've got this much space apart, and I can go back and make it half. I can go back and make it 1/4 of an inch apart, but I don't know. I really kind of like the way it looks so far. Let's
see. There we go.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do a couple more. So I am using the tall one as a guide so I know where to stop walking, sort of, to get the next row set up. Okay, so you'll see how this line isn't going to meet all the way at the top. So I'll be moving my ruler. So I'm going to drop my needle, and all I'm going to do is slide it up. And then I want to go up one more, and then we'll stop. Actually, I can go all the way to the edge of that petal and come back down. Let me pull out this basting line so it doesn't compete. And so far it's looking pretty good. I do see a petal right here that I've gone into, so I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and pull this line out to do this petal or if I'm going to just leave it in. I haven't decided that yet. So if you were doing this at home and not just doing it here, I probably would have more time to just like mark it and then do it. But I don't want to come in here and show you, hey, here's all my marking lines and let's follow the line. I just kind of want to do it and show you, yeah, you can play with it, and if you don't like it, you pull it out. That's an easy fix. I have to tell you, we've been having a great month here. We had a great end of the year sale. We still have some sale fabrics that are left. We've had quite a few events that have gone on so far since the end of December and January. We've got some great events coming up. And so I encourage you to go to our website, BeSoCreative-N as in Nancy, M as in Mary.com, and look around in our classes and see what we have offering for you to take a little interest in. Go to our Facebook page and see what's happening there. And I'll see you next month.
Tell them Ticket to Quilt Saturday night.
Oh,
6
yes,
p.m.
I forgot that. Sorry, I don't know why. But also, Ticket to Quilt has been happening this week, and it's going to be our turn, woohoo, on Saturday night. And so it is 6:30 our time. 6 o'clock our time. I just know what time to be at work, so I don't know what time we're going on Facebook. 6 o'clock our time, and it's usually an hour. And it's really been fun watching other shops from around the country, and it's, you know, really a special deal that we get to participate. And I look forward to coming in and working it on Saturday, and I hope you look forward to coming in and tuning in on Saturday, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. And we appreciate your business. We appreciate you watching us. And grab those rulers and get busy. I'll see you next month with our last ruler. Take care.